Hi, everyone. This is Joanna Piekarski. I'm a real estate broker at the state of Illinois.
And I'm Matthew Mettinger, a mortgage lender in the state of Illinois with the Money Store.
Yay. So we are here every week to bring you up to date with the real estate news. The market is normalizing. We have been talking about it for a few weeks now that everything is changing. The houses sits on the market a little bit longer. Not every single market is the same, depending, of course, on the town or the county even. So we looking at this closely, but we see more and more homes that are definitely sitting longer on the market. We see less homes going under contract. Just to put that into perspective, we have about 1,000 homes less under contract this week. And we have some ideas, I think that school started. So we talked about it last time when we talked to you guys, that this is definitely a market, Chicago market, that with the fall, it kind of slowed down for us for a little bit. And then we have the pickup from investors and people that are really looking for a deal. So we are right now, I feel like in the next month or two in that transition, when we're going to see more homes on the market from people that have to sell. Let's put it that way. So always my clients are like, okay, what is the best time to put a house on the market? It's springtime, right? Because that's when we see the most activity. But for the late fall and winter market are usually people that are extremely motivated. So it doesn't have to be necessarily a trouble with, mortgage payment. It could be that someone has to move because of the job, or plans that they made already, and they just have to sell it. So we see that a lot, that winter market is definitely for people that are extremely motivated to sell their homes. But then considering what's happening on the market right now, I feel like we're gonna see more and more homes regardless of the situation, because we're seeing more and more homes, so more and more competitions, and probably people that have been hesitant of putting their houses on the market, they are going to think about it now a little bit more, and try to get out of the house before more competition arrives. What do you think about this? Do you see
I
that
think the same
too?
thing. Like we were talking about, I think the election has a little bit to play. People are in kind of a wait and see
Yeah.
mode. But I think it's a good time now because, like we were talking about a little bit earlier off camera. So we've got some of the estimates from Fannie Mae, Wells Fargo, all the big mortgage companies, and so it looks like rates, as I've been predicting, probably will be in the fives next year. And so the market's about to kick up. I think we're going to have a great spring market because there'll be more inventory, rates will be down. Over the last year or two, people have gotten some pay increases, to kind of ease some of that inflation. And so I think competition is going to kind of kick back up in the spring. We'll have a busier market. Like this year, we didn't have much of a spring market. It was a little slower than normal. So I think things are headed into a good direction. We're continuing to see good inflation reports, poor jobs reports, which means lower interest rates. So we're headed in that direction. We've steadily over the last couple months been moving downward. So I think it's going to continue. So now is a great time because there's kind of a lull. There's a little bit more inventory. The mortgage rates are down. So you have all the factors kind of in your favor, but with less competition. I think a lot of the people, if they wait till the spring market, it's gonna be tough because you'll have a lot of people out there going, "Wow, we're in the hopefully we're in the fives again. Oh my God, let's get out there." So I think we're in a really good spot right now, and this is the perfect time to jump because, like you said, the kids are going back to school. A lot of people have purchased if they were going to purchase, and we're kind of getting to that lull before the next wave for the winter.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just also want to talk a little bit about, the changing situation in the market when it comes to now negotiating commissions and compensations for the buyers agents. Um, so the buyers understand, like, we by law are obligated right now to have a sign paperwork with you that you are willing to work with us. Now compensation is negotiated, but this is extremely important, so you understand that by law we are required to do so. So they are actually checking us constantly, if before showing a property we have the proper buyer agent agreement. So extremely important, because some people may have questions, maybe they they are afraid to sign that document because in that document it shows that buyer's brokerage is compensated 2.5%. That's a very average compensation that we are getting. But at the same time, I don't want you to be afraid to sign that, because there is also an addendum that will be added later, because the agent is responsible to negotiate on your behalf for the compensation from the seller. So let's put it that way, so it's maybe you understand better. The house is only worth as much as you're willing to pay for it. So every single time you put an offer on a property, make sure that you include with your paperwork the compensation agreement between seller, buyer, and the agents. So when I'm looking at the property that is sitting on the market for a while, it's most likely overpriced, right? When I'm bringing you a very good offer, that offer has embedded already about 2.5% commission towards the buyer's brokerage compensation. So just make sure that once you are committed to an agent, you have that signed. And then once you put an offer on the property, make sure that you're also signing an addendum to the contract showing how much the seller will pay the brokerage, the buyer's brokerage. So you're going to be then pretty much not responsible anymore for paying that compensation. And then it also it also could be negotiated down. So let's say if our offers shows like 3 or 2.5% compensation for the buyer's brokerage, and then you getting back the offer when they are offering less compensation to the brokerage, you can then negotiate again with your agent to lower that compensation, so you are not responsible for paying remaining balance on what you guys decided. So this is not it's signed, but it's not signed in stone. Everything is negotiable, so just be open-minded and definitely work with someone that can explain to you and show you how it truly works and what can be done, and can negotiate on your behalf.
Yeah, definitely. And there's several ways to do it. I have it split sometimes where some comes from a seller credit, like we had discussed previously, or they pay on the side, maybe the listing side's only offering 2% and your agreement's for 2.5%, and you want to, you've negotiated 2.5% and the buyer brings a 0.5% to closing with it. There's a lot of ways to do it. So we can always
Right.
discuss the options, go through everything and figure it out for you.
Right, but yeah, again, just don't be afraid of that.
Mhm.
And I kind of like this, because we work with a lot of amazing people and we love our clients, but then once in a while we have somebody that is working with 10 different agents and is using agents only to open doors. So at least now, by law, we are obligated to sign that document before showing you a property. So we don't feel anymore that being used as a key to open the door,
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
to the
yeah,
property. So there's a lot of good things that comes with it. And then just choose wisely your agent. Make sure you choose the agent that can negotiate on your behalf very well, that has knowledge, that has experience. So this is extremely important now, especially in this market, to kind of understand your options, understand the new paperwork, work with
yeah.
someone that that can explain everything to you. And it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna move on, and it's gonna be just like a regular thing. This is how it is in Europe, this is how it is in Canada. It's finally got to United States, and at least it's spelled out and you know what you're obligated to do.
Definitely, definitely. And there's so much, I just like to add a note on the end. There's so much value in the agents. I actually just had someone who did a buy without agents because they thought, it was a disaster. None of the timelines were met. A lot of the things they don't know how to do. They gave the escrow money to the seller personally in a personal check. A lot of things that, there is a reason you use agents. They manage the transaction. They have so much value. And so definitely, appreciate your realtors, I always like to say, because I see what they go through and I see the pitfalls of people when they try to do it themselves sometimes, if they don't have experience or they've never done it, it can be very, very tough for them.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today from me. Just watch the market. Make sure you understand that we are already 1% or less interest rate than last year, and we are definitely trending down. So something to keep in mind. And then before you decide against, buying, for example, versus rental, just keep that in mind. $1,000, and I know rentals are much more expensive, okay? But $1,000 you would pay towards your rental for 5 years. If you rent for 5 years, it's $60,000. So
Yeah.
$60,000 is a lot of money. I know you probably double it, so it's 120,000 in 2 years for some people that are renting for 2,000.
Yeah.
And you can put that money towards your own property, build equity, and make sure that you can stay there, because we see more and more that the investors are liquidating their properties, and you may rent something for a year, and then at the end of the year you will be asked to move out and search for the new property. And God forbid you have something wrong with your credit, right? Then it's really, really
Yeah.
hard right now
It's
to
a tough
rent.
runner's market right now too, yeah.
Yeah.
And another side note I like to bring up, on the 18th, the Fed will be meeting, so we'll have some exciting news hopefully next week. We either should see a quarter or a half a point drop in the federal funds rate, which should help mortgage rates. They're loosely tied together, so that's good too. Some
Excellent,
good news
excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, we are so super excited for you guys. So use this time to like lower interest rate. Use this time to negotiate on the properties that's sitting on the market already. Definitely a great time to buy right now.
Yes. Have a great week.
Thank you. Have a great week. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.